You?
Yeah, I'm like sitting at my table having lunch, at school.
Whoa. Hey, good afternoon.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
What's your name? My name is Shiva.
I'm Kathy.
Hey, Kathy, nice to meet you. I'll let you finish that bite real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, Kathy, I don't want to take too much of your time, but the reason I stopped over is because my job's actually looking for people right now, and I was just wondering if you knew anybody that was looking to work over the holidays or work part-time, or anybody who knew.
Okay, too many words. Cool? He talks too much. Too many words, too much extra. This is short, sweet, to the point, all right? When you walk in, when you walk over, it's not how are you, how's whatever, you're not greeting. It's fast, you're just going. This many people walking by. If I'm walking up to tables, I'm like, hey, guys. I'm like, hey, by the way, do you guys know anyone who might be looking for part-time work this fall?
Just straight up?
That's it.
All right.
Do you know anyone who might be looking for part-time work this fall? That's all you're saying. So you're going by, you're like, hey guys, we're having a good lunch. Like, and usually, by the way, I'm handing them a card or a pencil. And God knows we have lots of pencils. So we're gonna give a free pencil. But we're gonna go through, and you're just like, hey, you walk over and you're like, oh, hey guys. And like, hand them, I'm like, hey, do you guys know anyone who might be looking for part-time work this fall? That's it, all right? So can we all say that real quick?
Hey guys, you know anybody who might be looking for part-time work this fall?
That's it, all right? And they will tell you yes, or they will tell you no. Most people say yes, or they go, well, what kind of work? Or what is it? That's what you get most of, cool? And either way, you go right into that. So whether they say what kind of work, what is it, or they say yes, it's all the same thing. You go to telling them what it is. Do not add lib. Read that. Go.
Well, the job is an entry-level customer sales and service position. We are a national college student work program designed to teach and hone presentation skills, interpersonal skills, time management, organization, and networking skills, just among other things. Now, we offer 100 scholarships annually, and students can even earn college credits. So the job attracts a lot of college students and high school seniors, but we do work with non-students also. Basically, our reps work with customers one-on-one and face-to-face, and we don't do anything door-to-door, no telemarketing and no cold calling or canvassing. Is that canvassing?
Yeah.
They show our products, they answer questions, and help place orders. Do you feel pretty comfortable working with customers one-on-one?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, that's great. Actually, I have a link that has more information and even has a place for you to go apply, or for anyone you know that might be interested. When it says have a cell phone ready to input their number, is it theirs or their friends? Or?
I'm like this. I'm like, oh, I actually have a link that I can send you.
Okay.
And that way you can go on there, check it all out, and you can even apply on there. What's your number? And I'm like ready to type their number in.
Yeah, so what's your number? I have a link I can send you right now.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes. Or so. So when I go through this, I'm like, hey, so were you looking for work, or do you know someone else who is? So they're like, oh.
So is this for you or for someone you know?
Exactly. And then they're like, oh, for me, or oh, for my friend. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, well, hey, what's your cell? I'm like, I actually have a link that I can send you.
Yeah.
I like to say, what's your cell versus like, what's your number? Because it can just like sound weird. But I'm just like, oh, what's your cell? I'm like, I can just text that over to you real quick. How do you spell your name? Because I'm going to write in it, hey, Shiv, this is Kathy. This is a link to check us out or whatever. That way they know my name. And then I have it in my phone. So when I look at my text later to follow up with people, because I made that mistake the first time I was doing face-to-face years ago, where I didn't write the person's name. I was like, oh, here's a link to check it out. Have a great day, Kathy. And then I was like, ah, shit, what was their name? I didn't have all their names because I didn't have a clipboard with me. Like I was just walking around handing cards. So sometimes you'll have a clipboard. You have a clipboard, they write it down. But I found this to be easy, quick, personal when I'm going through a lot versus like signing. Like it works both ways. You can do both. You can see if you like better just like, oh, put your name here on the clipboard and then I'll get you information later. Or if you're just like, oh, what's your cell? I can just send you a link right now. And that way you can check it out. You can even apply on there. And they're like, oh yeah. And then I just like shoot it over to them. And I'm like, oh, did you get it? I'm like, all right, awesome. I'm like, well, hey, it was great to meet you, and so pass it along to whoever. If they're like, I really need a job. Sometimes like, I need a job. And so they say that. I'm like, well, hey, what's your schedule today and tomorrow? I'm like, do you work anywhere currently? So I'll engage more if they're like, I actually really need a job. Because you will bump into some of those that are like, I need a job. All right. So in that case, I'm like, well, hey, The reason I ask is my manager is conducting interviews to fill some spots, and I can set you up to meet with them, you know, or I can actually meet with you at the office later today, whatever it is. I'm like, we're actually screening through applications. So it's one of those two. So if you're screening, you're like, oh, I'm actually screening through applications later today, and I have some time to sit down and go over details and answer any questions you have. Can you meet later today? And then you'll meet them over at the office or at the actual school. Yeah, I was telling that to Jordan the other day. I'm like, just tell them like, hey, I can meet you later on today over by the cafeteria and just interview them on campus. Go meet with them, have a one-on-one sit down, or, you know, 1-on-3 or whatever. So you can meet them there. I interviewed people like in the library at Galveston A&M and recruited people like in the library, running a little group, you know, a couple people that I met and running a group interview in the actual library. We're going to do that at Lone Star this year. That Devin will just set up a time like at 1:30 to run an interview right there on campus or whatever it is, like people that we've met through the day. It's like, hey, I'm going to actually go through an information session at 1:30. So if you want to just hop over to the library, we have a room reserved, you know, so we're going to look at when we do that, when we do reservations.
And for there, we can actually book from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. in hour blocks all day, any day, and it's all free. So you never know what your campuses have. You're gonna have like nice conference rooms, things like that. So run you order 2 of the study rooms. You do the pre one and the group and video and the other, because you can have full scale interviews on that campus. So the first couple weeks of school, what I want to do, Dev, and we can map this, you can look at the schedule. And we'll go over schedule stuff later, but is I'd like to, at least the first 2 weeks when we're hitting the schools hard, is we're interviewing in 2 places during the day. We're interviewing on campus throughout the day and at the office throughout the day. So Dev will be the one that's in charge of on campus, and whoever is there that wants to help out. But then whoever's office staff, you know, we need someone there too, because we have PRs that we've scheduled that are coming to the office. We have people applying from Craigslist. We have students applying from Snag a Job, you know, that'll come to the office, you know, but our campus, what?
I just always use Snag a Job before.
Nice. All right. So we need more no's, you know, what's up?
Oh, another thing on the campus that we found basically by accident, because summer school is still in the community colleges and the others, they're about to do finals. So how many people carry around their number 2 pencils? So we just walk down the library and like, hey, your finals are coming up. They want us to pass out your pencils for finals. Oh, by the way, there's job opportunity scholarships if you want to check it out online. By the way, so like you just handed it out, they're staring at it. This time of year, what do people like ask for? They like turn their neighbor, crap, no, my number 2 pencil, like, can I borrow yours? So some people like give 2 to, but they so like just the cards, they're like, oh, thanks so much. Didn't even think of that yet. So we could get a ton of those out just while you're on campus due to that.
Yeah, I love it. So with, so to review this real quick, and then we'll break, so I want you guys to just go. This is, by the way, this is an approach you need to memorize ASAP, cool? This is like your closing or your recs, like you have to just get this down. I would make this the #1 thing in the next 2 weeks to memorize. PR approach, you don't need to memorize. You can have it in front of you, cool? This, you need to memorize. Say it to yourself, go through and get it down. So it's real quick, like, oh, hey guys, or hey, good morning, or however you greet, I don't really care. I'm like, hey, do you know anyone that might possibly be looking for part-time work this fall? And then what you need to get down is how you explain the job. You're like, hey, so the job, and by the way, this is easy because this is the same description you can use when someone asks you about it on a PR call, in a conversation, at Cane's, at wherever the hell you are, you can say the same thing, but you're just like, hey, the job, if they're like, oh, what is it? I'm like, oh, the job's an entry-level customer sales and service position. We're actually a national college student work program designed to teach your own like presentation skills, interpersonal skills, time management, organization, networking skills, among other things. We offer 100 scholarships annually, and students can even earn college credits. So the job attracts a lot of college students and high school seniors, but you don't have to be a student to work with us. Basically, our representatives work one-on-one, face-to-face. We don't do any door-to-door, telemarketing, cold calling, or canvassing. You can take that out. I mean, door-to-door is canvassing. You know, it's pretty much the same thing. They show our products. answer any questions, help them place orders. Are you pretty comfortable working with people? And they're like, oh yeah. I'm like, all right, awesome. I'm like, actually, I have a link that has more information. It even has a place for you to apply, or anyone that you know that might be interested. Was this for you or for someone else? Okay, great. What's your cell? I can shoot it over to you real quick. That way you have it, and I just like send it to them. But then you need to write them down on paper later, or you can have the clipboard and say, oh, what's your cell? And just have them put it on the clipboard. So depending if you're doing clipboard or if you're doing it straight off your phone, doesn't matter. We just you want to be able to, at the end of the day, say, oh, I collected 22 numbers on campus today during my lunch break, you know, or whatever it is. So it's pretty easy. You should be able to collect 20 to 30 numbers per hour. Is what I found in all the times that I've been out for over a decade. So 20 to 30 numbers per hour, pretty standard if you guys are in places where there's people around. So cafeteria, library, going around, walking around the benches, wherever people are. When you're doing face-to-face recruiting, you can easily get 20 to 30 per hour. Cool? So just so you guys know. Now it's like dead crickets. There's one person walking on campus. You know, you might not get 20 to 30 that hour, but during breaks, during lunch breaks, and then in the places where people congregate between classes, that's where you're going to find and get, you know, signups. So you guys want to be all over that. Cool. So you want to get this down, this little paragraph, you know, just like on the rec approach, it's those 3 bullets. Like it's the description that you just want to like get down, like word for, so you can just say it. By the way, that's my description when I read an interview and I go through and I give the description. I'm like, well, just so you know, that's what I do as my description. I use that same description for everything. PRs, interview, face-to-face, because it's just one thing that I'm always saying. This is the job. What's the job? Oh, the job's a customer, you know, entry-level customer sales and service position. We're actually a national college program designed to teach, da-da-da. The only time I don't use that is if I'm talking to an adult. So if I am talking to somebody who's over 25, not in school, I don't use that description. I just say, hey, we're an entry-level customer sales and service position, working with customers showing Cutco, and what's in your interview sheet. You know, like I just explained that. So anyway, I want you guys to get that down, but I want to walk through this and get you guys to role play this real quick, 2-3 times. I'll stop you, but I want you guys to each get 2 run-throughs through this. But this, again, memorize. You've got 2 weeks to memorize it. I want you guys at CFC to have that description down, all right? So the sooner the better, because that's gonna impact for us. Campus recruiting starts on the 21st. UH goes the 21st. So it's in a week and a half, okay? So it's before CFC. So really you should have this down by the 21st so you can actually utilize this on campus, those of you guys who are gonna be on campus. So let's go through this. So grab a partner and let's do it.